everybody, my name is Alex from Alex C. Wilson Wellness, and this is a beginner yoga flow from my beginner yoga flow series on YouTube. This class is designed to help you unwind after a long day, to get grounded, and to settle in for a good night's sleep. So this is a longer practice between 20 and 40 minutes. You will move through a few poses to help you sort of shake off the stress and energy and whatever else you might have left over from the day, and to settle into a place of rest and stillness and to set up for a good night's sleep. So let's go ahead and get started standing at the top of the mat. I'll meet you there. So go ahead and stand up, come to the top of your mat, and we'll go ahead and begin with just a mountain pose, standing strong. We'll take a moment to get centered and then we'll start moving right away. So plant your feet down into the mat. Feel all the surface area of your foot, of each foot, resting down onto the mat. See your toes, pick up your toes, press your toes down, and then press into your feet and start to grow long through the spine, tall through the whole body, crown of the head reaching up towards the ceiling, chin parallel to the mat, shoulder blades pulled in towards one another, and then abdomen squeezing in towards the center line of the body. Let's take a couple breaths here. Awareness resting at the feet. So feel your feet, feel the sensation of your feet resting down on the mat, the texture of the yoga mat, the cushioning of the yoga mat. Feel your feet planted into the mat. And then let's take one deep breath in, and imagine as you breathe in that the breath moves from the soles of your feet all the way up to the crown of your head. So an upward motion of the breath on the inhale, and then on the exhale, a downward motion of the breath all the way back down to the feet and into the mat. Let's do it again. Inhale, deep breath up from the feet. And then exhale down, back to the feet one more time. Inhale up, and exhale down. And from here, we'll move into a few rounds of sun salutations. We'll start with just sun breaths. So from the top of the mat, inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. On an exhale, start to fold forward, bending the knees. Hands come down to the mat. If you can reach, soften the crown of the head down towards the mat so that the neck can relax. Take a moment here. Feel your feet resting on the mat. Nice bend in the knees to help you soften through the low back, help you evenly distribute the stretch throughout the whole body. If you have tight hamstrings and you try to keep the legs straight, you won't be able to fold as deeply. So bend the knees and fold deeply into yourself. Inhale, lift up halfway, hands to the shins or the thighs. Get long through your spine, slide your shoulder blades down your back, crown of the head reaches forward, tailbone reaches back. Belly button squeezes in towards the spine. And then exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Let's do that again, this time with the breath. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward all the way, bend the knees, soften the crown of the head down. Inhale, lift up halfway, long through your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, rise all the way up. Hands touch, and then exhale, hands down to heart center. Again. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. And then inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Again, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. And then inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. All right, this time we're gonna add on an extra step. So flow with me. Inhale, arms reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend the knees, fold all the way forward. Relax the head down towards the mat. Inhale, lift halfway, long through your spine. Exhale, fold. This time, plant your hands onto the mat. Step back with your feet to come into a downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Bend the knees, press the chest towards the thighs, reach the hips up towards the ceiling. Press into your hands to lift up out of your shoulders. Quick trick to make sure that you've got the good spacing for downward facing dog between the hands and feet. Shift forward into a plank pose and see if you have to move your feet. If you need to, move your feet back a little bit or forward a little bit. Find your perfect plank pose and then exhale back to downward facing dog. Bend the knees. This is where we will keep our hands and feet. Couple breaths here. Press into the hands. Lift up through the shoulders. Let's pedal the feet. Bend into one knee. Press the heel of the opposite foot down towards the mat. Then bend into the other knee. Press the heel of the opposite foot down into the mat. Let's go back and forth a few times, pedaling it out, walking our dog, as we say. Beautiful. Come back to downward facing dog. Find some stillness. Press into the hands, tall through the shoulders, long through the spine. Bend the knees, press the chest towards the thighs. And then inhale, look forward. Start to walk your feet back to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Soften the crown of the head down towards the mat. Bend the knees. And then inhale, lift up halfway, long through your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up, arms reach towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Beautiful. Let's take a few standing poses together. So we'll come into a warrior one first. We're going to step back with the left foot. Heel of the left foot comes down to the mat. Toes point towards the top left-hand corner of the mat. Bend into your front knee. Square your hips forward. Check with your feet. You want your feet on two separate railroad tracks. If you're standing on a railroad, your feet are on separate tracks, so they're not lined up, they're separated, like hip width apart. Hands to the hips, stand up tall, press both of your feet down into the mat, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Let's add a little bit of movement here. On the exhale, lower the arms, lengthen the front leg. On the inhale, bend the knee, reach the arms back up towards the ceiling with the gaze. Exhale, lengthen the front leg, lower the arms down. Inhale, bend the knee, reach the arms up. Exhale, inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, arms reach up, all the way up, up, up towards the ceiling. Get long through the spine. Press down to the feet. Feel the feet rooted into the mat. Legs are strong. And then exhale, soften the arms down, lengthen your front leg. Take your hands to your front thigh and hinge forward from the hips, folding down towards that leg any amount. You should feel a stretch or some sensation through the backside of that front leg. Keep your spine long, crown of the head reaching forward. Couple breaths here. And then bend your knee, come back up, arms reach. And then big press into the front foot, step forward, mountain pose, both feet down on the mat, arms alongside you. One moment here to breathe in and out. Now step back, right foot for warrior one on the other side, so the heel of the foot comes down and the toes point towards the top right-hand corner of the mat. Bend into your front knee, hands at the hips. Make sure you're facing forward towards the front edge of the mat. And then inhale the arms up towards the ceiling. Let's do that same movement on this side. Exhale, lengthen your front leg, lower your arms down. Inhale, bend the knee, reach the arms up with the gaze. Exhale, lengthen the front leg, lower the arms down. Inhale, bend the knee, arms reach up towards the ceiling. Again, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale. Pause here in your warrior one. Press into the feet, lift up through the hands. And then lengthen the front legs, soften the arms down, hands to the thighs, start to hinge forward at the hips. Keep the spine long if you can. Maybe you feel like your feet are too far apart and you want to step that back foot forward just a little bit. That's perfect. Breathe. Keep the spine long. Beautiful. Bend the knee, rise back up, reach the arms up. And step forward, mountain pose. Couple breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. Let's go really slow through another sun breath. So slow, long inhale, reach the arms up. And then slow exhale, fold forward, bend the knees. Slow inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, slow, bend the knees, hands back down to the mat, step your feet back. Downward facing dog, couple breaths here. Press into the hands, lift up through the hips. And then lower the knees onto the mat, come to hands and knees. And we'll take a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze, arch your back. Exhale, round your back. Pull your belly button towards your spine. Let your head move down between the arms. Then again, inhale, lift the chest, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the back, pull the belly button to the spine, head drops down between the arms. Slow with your breath. Inhale, slow, lift the chest, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze. Exhale, slow, round the back, pull the belly button towards the spine, head drops down. We're gonna add on, inhale, lift the chest, the tailbone, the gaze. Exhale, round the back, pull the belly button towards the spine, start to shift your hips back towards your heels, child's pose. Let the arms soften down onto the mat, and then inhale, start to slide forward over the hands, peel the forearms up off the mat, press into the hands, lift the chest, the tailbone, the gaze. Exhale, round the back, pull the belly button towards the spine, shift your hips back towards your heels, child's pose. Elbows and forearms on the mat, slide forward on the inhale, peel the forearms up off the mat, lift the chest, the tailbone, the gaze. Exhale, round the back, pull the belly in, press the hips back towards the heels, keep going nice and slow, like a wave. Time, hips towards the heels. Let's rest and settle into a child's pose. If you can, let your forehead rest down onto the yoga mat. If you can't comfortably reach the yoga mat and you have a block or a prop, you can use that to rest the forehead onto. We want to be comfortable here, as comfortable as possible, considering the shape of the body. Head rests down onto the mat, onto the block. Couple breaths here. If you notice that your mind starts to wander off to other things, see if you can catch yourself and guide your mind back to your breath. Focus on your breath in your body and the movement that your body and breath create together. towards your body. Press into your hands, lift up out of your child's pose if you had a prop, set it aside, and bring your hips down onto the mat. Swing the feet around in front. Let's come to a simple cross-legged position. If it's uncomfortable for you to sit down on the mat, you can use a blanket or a pillow underneath of your hips to make a little bit of space, to create a little bit of comfort for your body here. Sit up tall, arms down alongside you. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, twist off to the left. Right hand comes to the left knee, left hand onto the sacrum. Sit up tall, couple breaths. And then exhale, soften yourself back to center. Arms down alongside you. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand to the right knee. Right hand behind you on the mat. Sit up tall, couple breaths. And then exhale, soften back to center. Take your legs out long in front of you. All right, we're gonna come into a forward fold. You can bend the knees. Feel free to have any amount of bend in the knees to help make this fold accessible for you. We want to try to bring the body as close to the legs as is comfortable. And for most of us, it's just not easy to get down towards the legs when the legs are straight in this way. I like to use a prop underneath my knees to provide support. A bolster or a rolled up blanket work really well. So my bolster is coming under my knees, so my knees are bent and supported. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, hinge forward. Soften your body towards your legs. Let your head hang heavy. Hands rest on the mat, so we're not pulling the feet, trying to come deeper into the fold. We're letting the body be soft and relaxed. Try to keep your mind focused on your breath. See if you can lengthen your exhale so that your exhale is longer than your inhale. On an inhale, start to lengthen through your spine. Sit yourself up out of your fold, nice and slow. And then we're going to come to a little rest on the mat to help us settle down completely and fully. And I like to use my props to be comfortable. So my blanket is going to be at the top of the mat to support my head. My bolster is going to come underneath of my knees to support my legs. And then I'm just going to soften myself down onto the mat and lie down and get nice and comfortable. Take up space. And we'll do just a little brief guided relaxation to sort of help ease the mind into a place of stillness, into a place of softness. So feel your body resting down onto the mat beneath you and allow your body to be heavy. The ground beneath you is there to support you. Maybe adjust as you need to help the body relax even more fully into the mat. And then bring your awareness up to your head and start to feel every part of your head become soft. The crown of your head, your forehead, your eyes, cheeks, mouth, jaw, soften all of the face. And then start to soften down through your neck, your shoulders, down through your arms, all the way to the hands and fingertips. And then start to soften through the chest and the upper back, the abdomen, the mid-back, low belly and low back. Soften your hips,
thighs and hamstrings, shins and calf muscles, feet and toes. Let the whole body be soft, and then start to notice your breath. And as you breathe, get a sense or imagine that your whole body is breathing. And for just a moment, let's focus on this sensation or imagined sense of whole body breathing. And continue to stay here in this resting pose for as long as you'd like, to continue to wind down, focusing on your breath.
Thank you so much for practicing with me today, and I hope to see you next time. Namaste.